Hey Sagittarius, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well and thank you all for your patience. While it's been a rough couple of weeks for me, suffering bad sinus issues and having to be on a lot of medications, and it's been very busy at the day job. So it's been very difficult for me, and so I appreciate everybody's patience while I get myself a little bit more healed to be able to come back and do some readings for you. So this next reading that I'm doing is based on the full moon in Sagittarius. So this is why you are the first sign up. You are the guest of honor this month. The full moon in Sagittarius will be on the 23rd of May. This is also known as the flower moon. And so this can symbolize growth, discovery, and pursuit of truth. And much like flowers growing, we know when they bloom, you know, there is growth. It's weird. Growth. Is that even a word? It is now, right? So growth and discovery, your own personal growth, discovering something about you. So the three tokens that came out for you on the moon mat this time was the rain cloud that landed on the finance section. You had the whale that landed on the outer influence. And then you had the stars, which I like to say anywhere outside of the mat other than the moon area here, I call kind of my outer space area. So, and it kind of depends on where it lands, right? If it's kind of up here, it's kind of like, something in the future, and, on the side, it's something that's coming up into the future, right? And then back here would be somewhere like considered in the past. Your stars landed out over here pretty much in the same area as you can see, where the cloud, the rainy cloud, the whale, and then your stars kind of, in a line pretty much, kind of like going upward, which is nice. With the rain cloud on the finance, when I started to do some clarifications, I did start with the energy oracle deck. And so for the rain cloud, you ended up with the magician and the mirror. Just so you can see. So this is the magician. Okay, and it's card 53. One thing I did notice was this particular card reduces to 8. So we are in the year of the 8, and that is all about the healing, karmic justice, basically what you put out into the universe comes back to you. So, depending on what that is what will come back, right? So with the rainy cloud, I was feeling that somebody was feeling like they were worried, right? Which it's because the clarification cards came out from the tarot deck. You ended up with the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the 7 of Cups on the side. And so with the rainy cloud, it was like, okay, so somebody's a little worried about not having enough financial stability. And I was also getting another story about possibly just having enough for a rainy day, so to speak, right? But you have to remember here with the magician and the mirror, right? So I was hearing the song, by Michael Jackson. It starts with the man in the mirror, right? Because, well, there's the magician and the mirror. So you're the magician and you are the man that stands in front of the mirror. Man or woman. I'm just saying man because of the song, right? That starts with the man in the mirror by Michael Jackson. And so you are, essentially the one who can manifest what it is that you want into your life. So while you're experiencing maybe a little anxiety, maybe not sleeping well, constantly having, financials on your mind, you're also somebody who is resilient, right? With the Nine of Wands. So you're a type of person that can persevere through anything. And with the Seven of Cups on the side, so the Seven of Cups can, in the upright, can be about illusions, options, choices. And in the reverse, it can be getting clarity on, options and choices, and coming out of, being confused. And I feel that during this full moon, even though you feel there's a rainy cloud over you right now with your finances, and I kind of feel like I'm talking to somebody who is thinking about possibly starting something new, maybe on their own. You probably have, your 9-to-5 job, but you might be thinking of, is there something a little extra I can do, something that I'm passionate about that I can spend a few hours, on the weekend, or, maybe an hour, after work, you getting yourself slowly headed towards some sort of new financial venture that you're passionate about, where it's not taking away from your 9-to-5 job, but maybe a little something that you're passionate about that you can get a little extra for, right? A little extra for that rainy day, or a little extra to get you out of maybe a little bit of financial stress that you feel that you're in. And so, like I said, it starts with the man in the mirror. And I think that during this time, this is where this will be a good time for you to see that what you've been thinking about, because, again, with the Seven of Cups on the side, I think you're going to start to think about, what other options are there out there for you? What is it you want to do? What is it you're drawn to that you enjoy, that you might be able to make a little extra cash at, right? Without having to put like 8 hours a day in, because, if you do have a 9-to-5 job, right? Not all of us can just quit our 9-to-5 job and jump into, a passionate, endeavor and hope that we can pay all our bills. That's just not how it works for everybody, right? So it's like you're starting to think about something that you'd like to do that you can kind of start off with, and get a little, like I said, an hour a day, and then maybe a few hours on the weekend. Just enough to kind of get you started in the right direction with something that you want. For the outer influence, you had the Whale. So to me, there's somebody that influences you that's maybe it's somebody that at one time had financial strains. Okay, because when I clarified the outer influence with the Whale, we ended up with the financial constraints. So to me, it tells me that there might be somebody that you know of that had some financial troubles at one time, and they ended up pulling themselves out, and now they have maybe a little extra for the rainy day, which I didn't show you, my apologies. That's your rain cloud, okay? And this is somebody who probably had some, financial struggles at one time. And so, they're probably showing a little compassion towards you because they've been in this situation. And when I clarified the Whale with the tarot, we ended up with the Empress, the Page of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like, again, this is somebody that is around you that is showing some compassion, who had some financial constraints and turned themselves into an Empress. Okay, the Empress is the most productive card in the deck. So she embodies he, she, doesn't matter. that's just the energy of the card. It's the feminine energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy. So this could very well be a masculine who, is an empress in their own right, because they, maybe with the Two of Pentacles, have a lot of projects and jobs and endeavors that they get into, and they were able to manifest all these new options into their life. And so they're showing you some compassion, and I think that it can give some influence to you. They can teach you or talk to you about how the manifestation process starts, right? It starts with the intention of, okay, I want to do something a little different. And then they can work with you and explain to you the steps they took to be able to get out of the kind of maybe back and forth of what should I do, what should I not do, right? Kind of talk to you about what it is they did. Because you have to remember, we all learn from each other, and the more we talk to each other and hear about each other's stories, that's how we gain insight and influence and are able to listen to other people's stories, and then in turn turn it into our own story. Well, where is it I want to go? What is it that I like to do? Maybe you like to make candles, right? Maybe you like to make jewelry. Maybe you like to create gadgets, right? That you could patent. There's so many things. We're all good at something. It's what is it that you like? What is it you feel you're good at? What is your forte, so to speak? We all have our own unique skill set that we can put into use. And so you have somebody that's compassionate around you, which I just think is beautiful. I just think I'm talking to you. And again, your sun sign doesn't have to be Sagittarius. It could be any of your placements, or you could be guided to this reading just because of the title, and there's a message in here for you. But again, like I said, we all learn from each other, and I feel like there is somebody that you know of that could talk to you about the steps they took to kind of get themselves, how they got themselves started on their venture, and then, kind of help you get where you want to be. With the stars, so the stars are the enlightenment, and it's the influence, right? So the cards that you received for the stars was journey and caring connections, right? Which is absolutely amazing, because you have connections around you, hence probably somebody who's, considered an empress, who has stepped out on their journey and is probably doing all kinds of different things to make, financial ends meet. And so this is somebody that's, like I was saying, able to give you enlightenment, okay? To help you get started on your journey and being able to go across that bridge that's kind of lit up with all those beautiful colors, right? The rainbow, the happiness, right? Let's it's time to move the rain cloud away, right? The rain cloud, you have to understand, is that's right now you in your head, right? You think it's a rainy cloud. But once you start listening to friends, family, whoever this is on the outside, who has started their journey into, saving money for a rainy day, or has pulled themselves out of financial struggles, that's an influence, right? So whether it's, somebody who's on YouTube telling their, stories about how they pulled themselves out of financial ruts, whatever it is to you, it is an influence, and it's a good thing. in spirit saying they're all around you, friends, family, other influencers. So it's up to you on who this person is. You may or may not know them. They may be somebody who's coming into your life during this time. So, keep your eyes peeled and pay attention and listen. We learn more when we listen, right? Rather than always doing the talking. So when I clarified the journey, I wanted to know a little bit more about this, because this is what's, I believe, is coming in for you during this full moon, right? The full moon is the climax. That's when things come out. It's, shadows come out, secrets come out, information comes out, enlightenment comes out, right? The aha moments come out. And so when I clarified the journey, you ended up with the 9 of Cups, which is beautiful. The 4 of Wands, beautiful. And the Knight of Wands, beautiful. All amazing cards. So I'm talking to somebody, or a Sagittarius, depends on how you're drawn to this actual reading. This journey that you're eventually going to be stepping out on is going to be it's going to be a wish fulfillment for you. It's going to be something that makes you happy. It's going to be something that you're passionate about. It's going to be something that you can build. It's going to be solid. You might even be able to, also, I got out of this, was you could do this right out of your own home, right? I feel like I'm talking to somebody who could start a side hustle, something that they're passionate about, right? With the Knight of Wands. So, this is being inspired and doing something that inspires you. Why not do something that you like, that inspires you, and possibly make a little extra cash for it, right? Because that's happiness. If you can do something that inspires you, that makes you feel good, that you enjoy doing, and make a few extra bucks, that's a win-win deal. And I feel that I'm talking to somebody that can do that right out of their own home. And the stars, it's all lining up for you, and it's going to be something you want. I think the issue is that I'm talking to somebody who's trying to discover right now what it is that makes them happy, what it is that they would like to do. Do they want to make candles? Do they want to start their own YouTube channel? Do they play music, right? Or is it a husband and wife duo where one plays the music and one's uploading it up on YouTube and doing a team effort, right? There's so many things that people can do. It's just sitting down, taking a deep breath, maybe getting out in nature and listening to yourself, listening to your higher self. What makes you happy? What makes you feel good? And then that's what's going to kick off the inspiration to take this new journey, to make you feel like you have a little extra cash on that rainy day, or for others to pull you up out of a little extra, financial strength is kind of what I'm feeling here. I wanted to know a little bit more about the caring connections, because I thought, well, maybe we can get a little more information about who these connections are to you, if they, are currently in your life, or if they're about to come into your life, or if you're about to come across any of them on YouTube, right? They may pop up on your feed where it's a video that might inspire you, okay? So you ended up with the Sun, the King of Wands, and Death. So could very well be somebody that has strong Leo in their chart, or strong Scorpio. Excuse me. This is somebody who spews out positive vibes, okay? They're positive. They have a vision. They could very well be, again, like I was saying, an Empress, somebody who's already doing financial, side hustles, who are quite busy and successful with all of those side hustles. And it's somebody that's transformed themselves, right? And somebody who can show you how to transform yourself from the negative thinking of, okay, yeah, I got a 9 to 5. Maybe it's not paying as much as I would like. I can't really leave that job and just start going off and, playing music on, the subway with my tip cup, waiting for somebody to, drop in, 50K to help me survive and live while I'm doing my passion. It doesn't always work that way. Sometimes we have to set our intentions to put in a little extra work, right? You've got your 9 to 5 job, but like I was saying, take an hour, after if you've got a family, you feed your family, an hour maybe before you go to bed, start working out, listing out things that you need to do to get your side hustle going. Maybe you need, some, materials to create the jewelry or to buy the wax for the candles. Start making a list on things that you need. And then, as the weeks go on, you'll just keep doing it. And before you know it, your endeavor will slowly start to take off while you're still doing your 9 to 5. It's understand that the universe rewards those who, like I said, it's all in what you put out into the universe is what will come back. And, like I've been doing this YouTube channel, it'll be almost 2 years, and I've had to put a lot of work in. I'm just now at a point where I'm only making a tiny little bit of money. But this is something that I'm passionate about. And so I keep going, right? I'm just going to keep going. And eventually the universe will help me out and, give me a little bit to keep me going. And so you're surrounded by somebody who's positive, who's all about transformation and helping you transform yourself. And again, this, like I said, this is somebody who's a visionary, could be an entrepreneur as well, right? Maybe they're working a 9 to 5 job, but they also have a side hustle themselves. And so that's what's inspiring you, because now you're like, okay, well, this person's doing their 9 to 5, but what are they doing? Again, it's carving out that little bit of time, each day or on the weekend, however it works best for you to get yourself started. And then before you know it, you're getting out of your head. You're getting out of your head. The cloud's going to go away because you've got the stars here, the enlightenment, because you have people who are compassionate for you, who are already where you want to be. And we're all here to help each other. And that's the beauty of this, is that we all got to start somewhere, and we're all here to help, give a little guidance, give a little hand to get somebody started in the right direction. But you have to remember, you got to put in the time yourself too. We can't just snap our fingers and then all of a sudden we've got our, side hustle up and running and making money. It's not how it works. The universe is going to reward those who take the legitimate steps, but it could even be baby steps forward. And then next thing you know, for all you know, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the road, you might be doing your passion full time that you enjoy just by taking those little baby steps and taking an hour a day, a few hours out of the weekend, carving out that little bit of time for yourself to get you in the right direction, to make that rain cloud go away, or have a little extra for the rainy day, a little extra cash. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe this journey is you want to take a trip somewhere that might cost you a little extra. This doesn't have to necessarily be somebody that is trying to get a side hustle going. This could be somebody who's just trying to make a little extra cash without having to use, their money that they pay their bills for, or they put in savings in their 401k. This is somebody who just wants to get out and explore the world a little bit. This is another way to do it, right? It doesn't have to be just somebody who wants to have a side hustle who maybe does that side hustle full time. You take that as it resonates, okay? So let's do some higher self messages. All in all, this is a beautiful reading. I just think we've got somebody who's just been a little down on themselves, stuck in their head. And this full moon is going to start making you think. It's going to start making you feel like you're ready to discover what it is that you want to do and how you want to do it, which is nice because we're coming into well, if you're here in, Northern America, here we are coming into, we're in spring now, even though it's a little chilly on and off right now, but we're coming into the summer months, right? So people want to get outside, they want to travel, they want to do things. So this is nice. What do we have here, please? What else do we have? Higher self messages. You are a beacon for others to follow, so don't hide the bright light that you are. Okay? You are a beacon for others to follow. Be the bright light that you are. So basically, what's going to happen is I feel like I'm talking to somebody who is going to get themselves started in the right direction. And then I see you handing off the baton to somebody else because you're going to be somebody else's inspiration, right? That's right. The enlightenment, the stars. You are going to be the star. And then you're going to give somebody else enlightenment because you're taking the steps to get yourself where you need to be because you've followed or listened to somebody else. And then you'll be handing off the baton. That's how it works. That's how it should be. We all help lift each other up. Okay. Do we have any sacred soul messages? It starts with the man in the mirror. Maybe you need to listen to that song, right, to get yourself started. I normally listen to those songs when I get them before I start the reading, but I didn't. I'll probably do it after this reading, though. But listen to the song. Maybe that'll start the inspiration. Look inside yourself. All you want, you already are. You are abundant. You are resourceful. Your wish is granted. It's all in you. The magician and the mirror, the man in the mirror. It's you. And you're going to do this. All right, let's pull a Moonology card. And think of that hour in a day or the few hours on the weekend. Think of that as a gift to yourself. Because that gift to yourself will get you that little extra cash to take all the travel that you want or that little extra bit of money to pull you out of your financial strain. Personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. That's your personal issue during this full moon coming up. You might have Cancer in your chart, okay? You might have some Cancer. You might have a Cancer that's influencing you, right? Doesn't have to be, but it's just the strong energy that I'm feeling here. But your personal issues coming to resolution, and it says here with the stars, it shows it right there, which is beautiful. This is a great reading. It's somebody who's just a little stuck in their head right now, right? And this full moon's going to pop up, and before you know it, the ideas are going to start flowing. You're going to start to feel better, right? You're going to come out of this rain cloud, and then you're going to be happy. You're going to be traveling. You're going to have that side hustle. And before you know it, if you want to turn it into your full-time hustle, that can happen as well. So you feeling down on yourself right now, don't do that, okay? Don't do it. Even I do it from time to time, you know, and I need somebody to still kick me in the rear once in a while. But just remember, you have people around you. You have caring connections, okay? You have caring connections around you that are positive, loving, that want to help you with your passions and get you where you want to be. But you got to remember, in turn, when somebody helps you, you got to pay it forward. So when you get where you want to be somebody else's inspiration. All right? I hope this was helpful to you. Much love and light. I will talk to you soon.